Hey guys, it's Isabella Illustrations here, and welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be my top 10 movies of 2021. First up is The Suicide Squad, number one movie for me of the year. Personally, I don't know why, maybe it's because I'm biased and I love Harley Quinn, or Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn, especially, but I just loved it. It was super fun. I'm usually not a type of person to go see an R-rated movie because of violence, because I'm usually not into that gory stuff, but it wasn't too bad so in that department. So I actually really enjoyed it. It was super funny. I love a funny movie that makes me feel good while watching it. That's also how I rate these movies and why it's at the top of the list. I had the most fun watching this movie in particular, which is why it's at the top of the list. And I just had an overall good time. The characters were great. Idris Elba's character actually wasn't a replacement for Will Smith's character. He actually stood on his own. There were some really big connections between the two characters that might have confused some people, but it didn't bug me. And Harley is just as amazing as ever. We got some characters from the first movie and a lot of new characters who I've never heard of before, and most of them died at the beginning, which I'm not going to tell you who, spoilers, but it was super strange. It was really good, it was really funny, and it was also really wacky and weird. But that's what you get with James Gunn. You get a lot of weird stuff, but not super confusing weird. It's more weird okay, this is fine. Well, I just liked it. It was fun to watch, and that's why I rated it number one on this list, and I recommend it for anyone who wants just a fun action movie to watch. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna sound a bit weird after I tell you guys the other ones after this one, but my second favorite of this year, last year, was Dune. Dune was so good. I'm not the type to be into science fiction except Star Wars. Star Wars, really good. Big fan. But other stuff like Star Trek or Dune stuff, I've never really been into that. So, I've heard that they had an original film made a while ago, but I never watched it. This new one had Timothée Chalamet in it, which is an actor I know, and it also had Oscar Isaac, which is an actor I know, and a bunch of other people. So I was like, okay, I'll watch this since it has actors I actually know. And it was actually really, really good. I enjoyed the story. It didn't feel like a long movie, which it was. It was a long movie, but it didn't feel like that, which is why it's at the top of this list, because a lot of movies have a hard time making sure that it doesn't feel long, and I find that they accomplished a great film because I wasn't bored at any moments. I didn't feel at all. I actually really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the second one, and I know they're developing another one, so I'm super excited for that. I don't know what this franchise is gonna bring, but I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Timothée Chalamet's performance. I like him as an actor. I think he's really good at what he does. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with the character of Paul in the following movies. Third movie of this year for me was Ron's Gone Wrong. So this one appeared on Disney Plus. I had seen trailers for it online, but I hadn't really seen much promotion for it. But it's on Disney Plus. And I finally watched it because I was like, this looks cute. And it was super cute, super fun, and that's why it had to be third on this list. I love a fun movie. I love how emotional it was, how cute it was. The friendship between the boy and the robot was super, super cute. I love the message he was trying to send. I think it is a bit strange though. I mean, if you have no friends, I don't think a robot should be your friend in real life, but it's a movie, so I'm a chill. But it was kind of a strange like idea, but it actually was quite fun and I enjoyed watching it. And the robot, when it was glitching, was super funny. It was a super funny movie. It was comedic, it was interesting, it was unique, and I enjoyed it so much. I actually wanted to buy it on Blu-ray, and I'm still not sure yet if I'm gonna or not, but it has to be a pretty good movie for me to want to buy it. So I loved it. I highly recommend it. It's an animated movie, and I love animated stuff. So yeah, it was really cute, and I think you guys should check it out. It's a good family movie. The fourth one on this list is actually a horror movie. I am very into horror. Me and my mother are big horror fans. We love horror movies. We've watched so many, we've almost ran out of options now. There was this newest one that came out in 2021 called Malignant, and oh my god, it was the best horror movie we've seen in a while. It was that good. So if you're a horror fan, you should definitely put this on your top list of what to watch, because it was so good. It was so unique. I've never seen a premise like this before done. And that's really hard to find with horror movies. They tend to redo the same thing all the time with like haunted houses and stuff, which I like haunted houses. I don't mind it. But some of them really suck. And this one did not. This one was really, really fun. It had a lot of mystery to it, and it was so interesting. Like, you think one thing's happening, then they completely turn that around, and you're like, what the hell? And it was that good. It kept me interested, it kept me invested. It was so interesting, and I couldn't stop watching. Literally, it was just, you sit down one time, you watch it completely, and you're like, by the end of it, you're like so like in awe. It was that good. And it was scary. It had some scary shit. Really scary stuff. And I was like, oh my god, that's creepy. But yeah, it's super interesting, and I highly recommend it if you want a horror mystery type thing. Next on this list is a movie not many people enjoyed, but I actually did enjoy, which was Black Widow. I know this movie came out a bit late. Like, it should have come out years ago. But for some reason, I liked it. I think it was really interesting. I loved seeing her sister, or well, kind of sister, Yelena. I like her character a lot. She actually carried the movie the most. She's the actual reason why I put it on this list, actually. She was just the best character of that film. But Black Widow 2 was good. It's just, you'd think that if it's called Black Widow, it would have her as the main character, which it is, but her sister shines a bit more, I find. But yeah, Florence Pugh did a great performance on that character. Scarlett Johansson did a good job for her character of Black Widow too. It wasn't bad. I'm just saying her sister stood out more when it should have been Black Widow's movie. But I loved it. I thought her character was fun. I thought the fake parents, I guess you could say, that actually feel like real parents to them, actually it was really interesting to see the family dynamics. It was really fun and heartwarming. The family dynamic stuff is so complex, and it's fun too to watch, and I enjoyed it. I think it's a fun movie to watch. I think it's a better Marvel movie than Eternals. So, sorry about my dog. Eternals wasn't that good. But yeah, I think Black Widow was really good, and I enjoyed it. So if you want something fun with action, I suggest it. It was funny. It actually had some comedic moments, and yeah, I had to put it on this list. Next movie is a movie I was really reluctant on watching. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't really want to think anything about it. And that's Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise was actually really good. It was fun. It was interesting. It has this like searching for lost treasure type trope, which has been overdone, but it was actually really fun to watch. It had some really interesting, what do you call it? characters, I think it was, yeah. Really interesting characters. I liked Emily Blunt as her character. I don't remember the names. And Dwayne Johnson really did a good performance too. I loved both their characters so much. They really banter like a lot, and I love that between them in the film. They really just have this great banter, and they're always like butting heads, and it's so it's so funny and also kind of cute. And I actually love that movie because of those two. Their chemistry is really good. I enjoyed watching them on screen. I enjoyed seeing them solve a mystery and find lost treasure together. It was super fun. There were some of these Russian guys in the film. They were okay. They were kind of mustache twirling villains. They didn't really have any depth to them, really. So they were kind of the weakest point. But we get a twist in here, and I actually didn't see it coming. And I usually see a lot of twists coming, but did not see this one. So I highly recommend this one too. I think it was really fun for the family to enjoy, and I think you guys will like it too. The next movie on this list is going to be another animated movie, and this one was The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which was on Netflix. Me and my parents, we watched it together, and it was actually really fun for the family too. There's a lot of family-friendly movies because that's the kind of stuff we watch in my house, but it was actually super cool. It has a really a type of family dynamic where it's really you see no family's perfect. No family's perfect. They all have their little quarrels, their little problems, but in the end they make it work because they love each other, and it's really beautiful how they come through. Especially about a movie that's like a tech apocalypse. It's kind of crazy. I liked it. I think that the family is the most important part of this film, and I think that it's really important to watch that movie and get the message that they're talking about. And families are just all types of weird, and there's no such thing as normal family. There's no such thing. It's bullcrap. But yeah, I highly recommend this movie if you want a good family themed movie. It's just heartwarming, and you don't get many movies like that. Alright, so the next one is another horror movie, and this one is The Conjuring 3. Now, some people didn't like it. I happened to love it. I thought it was my favorite of all three, but I can see that there are flaws. I'm not completely blind to that. But for some reason, the story interested me more. I enjoyed the premise, even though it's obviously overdone for theatrical purposes, but it was still fun to watch. I was entertained. I liked solving a mystery as well as trying to get demons out of a person. Who doesn't enjoy that in their scary movies? I mean, possessions are okay, but I don't know. I think it's been overdone as well, but I enjoy witchy stuff and things like that, so this was really fun too for that. And the horror aspect was actually pretty died down, but it was still present, and it didn't really matter to me. I enjoyed it for its premise. I enjoyed it for the story it was telling, and I just like following the characters of Ed and Lorraine Warren in these movies, portrayed by those two specific actors. I think they do a really good job, and that's why I would watch all of these, because I love them as Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I just like the story they were telling. The next one that I enjoyed was Candyman. Candyman was actually something I actually enjoyed, which I didn't think I would. It's a horror movie that I didn't think I'd like because I'd never seen the original, but apparently it connects to the original, so you should go watch that. I have a big fear of bees. Sorry, I cannot watch stuff like that. I have to turn away whenever bees are on the screen. I just cannot. I have a bad phobia of that. Even pictures, I just cannot look at them. So yeah, I was very hesitant about watching this, but I actually was able to avoid the bees. And there weren't that many in this film as much as the original, so that was better to watch. I liked the mystery that they also had in this one. It also had some twists and turns that I was actually surprised by as well. It was fun. The main actor, he does a really good job at portraying his character. I really was feeling connected to him. I felt so bad for what happened to him at the end. Oof. Yeah, by the end of it, I was like, oh my god, this is sad. I don't know why I got attached so much. I guess just the actors did a really good job of making me care. And it was very, very spooky. There was a lot of spooky stuff going on. But I don't know if I'd say scary. Some stuff was a bit gross, which I don't like gross stuff, but it was a bit like on the down low. But it was a good movie. I enjoyed it as a horror film, and I think you guys would like it too, so that's why it's on this list. Alright, now time for the 10th film, and that is SpiderMan No Way Home. Now, it needed to be on this list because it was one of the best, but it didn't deserve a #1 movie of 2021 from me. It was really good. I loved the fan service. I loved it. I loved seeing all 3 Spider-Man on screen. I enjoyed the film as a whole. I enjoyed the premise. There were some holes in the plot, which is why I kind of put it more down on the list. But there's always going to be holes because it's multiverse movies. Multiverse movies have all kinds of little holes, but I don't know. I also didn't like Aunt May dying. I don't know why. It just pissed me off, made me sad. I was really, really sad. Poor Peter ended up alone at the end of the film, and I'm sorry if I spoiled it, but I'm just heartbroken by that film. It made me happy, and then it made me really sad and depressed. And that's kind of why I think it's at the bottom of this list, but it still deserved to be one of the best films of 2021 because it was really good. The story was good. The actors they brought back were phenomenal, and I loved how Willem Dafoe went back to his goblin, and it was really good how he did it. The acting was superb on his part, and as well as everyone else. I felt that it was a fun movie. It had a lot of darker tones than the other Spider-Man movies, so it was a bit more heavy, but it was still a really good film, and I recommend it. Alright guys, so that is it for this, day's video. That was my top 10 of 2021. If you guys want to tell me what your favorites were, you can comment. I really had a good time this year. Last year. I keep thinking we're last year. It's so strange. Well, it's the new year, so we've only just recently changed, so it makes sense to be a bit confused. But anyway, those are my top 10. I hope you enjoyed. I know I enjoyed these movies a lot, and I can't wait to see more good stuff this year because there's a lot of good stuff coming. Not just movies, but TV shows. And I'm super excited for more content. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.